Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you're watching this video, you're very much welcome to my channel. My name is Ngozika. I teach accounting in a very simplified manner. So if it's something you think you're interested in, this is the place to be. So today I'm talking about assets. What are assets? I'm going to use the scenario of an Igbo man. When an Igbo man marries a wife, he will say, this wife is my asset. She's of value. She's beautiful. She's tall. She has front. She has back. My brother, don't be offended. It's the truth. That is how a typical Igbo man will describe his wife that has assets. She has beauty and brains. If you see her smile like this, Achalugo. My assets. Men go to their wife, they say their wife is their assets. Why? Because they consider it to be a thing of high value. That's what an asset is. An asset is something that is of high value to you. And in the business world, an asset is any resource. When I say resource, I mean something that you own, that belongs to you, and you have control over, that has the ability to give you return. That's what an asset is when it comes to accounting. Anything that has the ability to give you a return, an inflow. When you say inflow, I mean inflow of cash. Like for instance, a car is an asset, motor vehicle is an asset. Why? Because with that motor vehicle in the business, for instance, let's say you're a cabo man and you are into transportation business, your car is your asset. Because with that car, you're going to be able to carry passengers, and passengers will pay you money. That is where you get money from. Why? Because when you have your car, passengers will pay you. When they enter your car, you transport them from point A to point B. They give you 10 naira or give you 1 million naira. That money is the inflow that I was talking about. It's an asset. Building too is an asset. Why is building an asset? If you have a business and you have a building, unless you're into selling of building, for instance, okay, that is now saying that in building like an inventory. That is, if for instance your business is selling of building, maybe renting houses, for instance. If you build a house and you have a particular space that you rent, by virtue of renting that house, the person occupying that house will give you money. You see, receives cash as an asset. You see, so this is why. This is how you can define asset, or this is what justifies the purpose of an asset. One, it's going to be something of value, and it is of value because you can receive inflow from it, you can receive cash from it, like in the instances I gave. To further explain what assets are, there are two types of assets. We have current assets and non-current assets. Current assets are assets that are able to give you cash within the next 12 months. Like for instance, if you sell foodstuff, rice, beans, garri, and you're into selling those things. Now, as you sell the rice and you sell those beans, you're receiving cash. In that state, in that instant, that rice and beans which makes up your inventory, which is what you're selling to people to receive money as an asset, is a current asset, because within 12 months you're able to sell the rice and sell all those things, and you need to receive your cash. Do you understand? Another example of current asset is prepayment. That terminology might sound very ambiguous, very big, about what I'm trying to say, but what is prepayment? Prepayment is simply payment in advance. If, for instance, you pay NEPA bill in advance, let's say this is the month of May, we're in month of May now, and you now say, okay, I think I have some money, let me pay NEPA bill let me buy a recharge card that will last me for both the month of May and the month of June. Now, because you're in month of May and you've purchased the NEPA card for both May and June, the one that you have for June is your prepayment, because it's a payment in advance. You don't need to make payments or you don't need to buy a recharge card now for the month of June since you're still in May. But because you decided to do that, that money that has not yet been used but will be used in the future is a prepayment. Prepayment simply means payment in advance. Just like you have prepaid meter, it simply means you pay for using the lights before you actually have access to the light. So that is what prepayment is. Another example of current asset is cash. Cash is seen to be a current asset because if you have 10 naira with you right now, that money is money. Asset is all about having a resource that you can convert into cash, and if you have cash with you right now, that cash is also seen as a current asset. We also use the instance of bank. Bank too is also assets, that is the cash that is in the bank. Most people keep their money in the bank for safety purposes. That money that you have in the bank is an asset, is cash, is yours. Do you understand? Now we also have non-current assets. Non-current assets are assets that can be converted into cash in more than 12 months. So if for instance I have a vehicle or building, those buildings have the potential to last for a very long time. They won't just be converted into cash this year only, even next year. So if I buy motor vehicle for instance to run my business, like I said earlier on, but in this state I'm not using it for kabu, but I'm using it because I have staff and we go for marketing. Now you're going to use that car for, let's say, this year, next 2 years, next 3 years, Now that car has been able to help you run your business affair, and it's not just within a period of 1 year, it's for more than a year. It's a non-current asset. Another example of non-current asset is building. If you live in an office building, or if you have an office building, that office building is going to last you for year 1, year 2, year 3, even up to 10 years. That building will last you for a very long time to enable you run your business. And because it's helping you run your business, you're able to get inflow, generate inflow. Do you understand? It's an asset. Because if you don't have an office building where you're staying, you don't really stand do your business. Do you understand? So building is an example of non-current asset. We also have furniture and fitting. When I say furniture, I mean things like chairs, table, stuff like that. Those are furnitures. So if you have tables and chairs, those chairs you have in your office and the tables you have in your office that enables you to run your business, you're going to use them for a very long time, not just going to be for a year, for more than a year. Chairs don't spoil like that. Even if they spoil, you can repair them. Do you understand? But the point I'm trying to make is that because you're able to use these assets, this furniture, to run your business, and by virtue of having those furniture, you're able to run your business smoothly. Do you understand? For more than a year. And chair is something that spoils like that. You can use wooden chair for a very long time, or wooden table for a very long time, for more than a year. So these are non-current assets. Another example of non-current assets is equipment. Things like generator, laptop, anything that's an equipment in your office has the ability to last for more than a year. You have a gen, for instance, gen lasts for years. They are not just things that after a year they will spoil. Do you understand? They last for a very long time. Now because they're able to enable you run your business, they're able to generate income for more than a year, is a non-current asset. So simply put, non-current assets are assets, resources that you have that enables you to run your business and generate cash for more than 1 year. While current assets are assets that should be converted into cash within 1 year, like your inventory, cash, and bank, and the like that I explained earlier on. Another example of current asset is trade debtors. If you sell goods to customers and your customer is able to give you cash at that instant, but has promised to pay you within a particular time frame, within a year, that is a debt she's owing you, and is obliged to pay that debt within a year, as both as agreed, is a current asset because you're going to receive cash. So anything that involves inflow of cash within 12 months is a current asset, while anything that ensures inflow of cash after 12 months, as in the case of building, office equipment, motor vehicles, they are non-current assets. They have a lifespan of more than 12 months and they will still be useful. So these are examples of your current assets and non-current assets. Hope you have learned something. So you ask what an asset is, you should be able to explain it very easily without thinking. Like one of my lecturers will say, you know. So I hope you've learned something. Share the videos with your loved ones, those having accounting as their course subject. We share the videos with them. Have a beautiful and a blessed day.